Hi, I'm Janie Lawson and I'm a milliner. I run the Glam Hatters Tea Parties. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make hair accessories. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a fabric flower. The fabric flowers we're going to be making are a bit like the ones on my hat. So you can do like that, or you can have them on a fascinator clip. We're going to be making a single one today, and then once you've got the hang of that, you can make anything you like. So what you need to make it is you need cotton organdy, wire, a clip, some glue, your threads and some water. You can get all of those in your local haberdashers, or you can visit our website and have a look at our Glam Hatters craft kits. Now, the way that these are made is the edges are rolled, and the way to do this is you just wet your fingers. If you've ever made a roll-up cigarette, you'll be really good at this. So you pull it so that you know which way the curve goes, and then you just start rolling the edges. Now, this is something you might need to practice to get the hang of at first, but once you've got it, it's really simple. It just seems to click. So I keep wetting my fingers and I'm just rolling the edge of the fabric. So I roll all the way along and I end up with this shape. So you can see I've cut the strip on the bias and then I've cut diagonally at the end. Now this part is going to make one of the flowers. So with my wire, I get my pliers, I fold over the end. So in millinery you always use a double thread to keep everything secure, and you have a knot at the end. And trim off the excess. And now I'm just going to pop some glue. This is Yoo-Hoo. It's better than super glue because you don't really want to be permanently stuck to your flower. Okay, pop my glue on there. I'm going to roll my thread around. Now, you want the rolled bit on the outside. You're going to fold this down, and this is going to start to become the centre of the flower. Pop it onto your wire, and you're just going to fold the fabric around, and wrap your thread around at the same time. Now, that's the centre of the flower. The trick now is to start gathering this into little pleats at the bottom. And each time you do that, you're going to wrap the thread around to catch the fabric. So this fabric is called cotton organdy. Now it's quite difficult to get this in any colour except for black and white. But what I have found is that if you get some car spray paint, or probably better some fabric spray paint, you can just spray the white fabric, whichever colour you like, and actually it gives it a nice crunchy effect, which is great for making flowers because it makes them easier. It makes the fabric easier to work with if it's more paper-like. Now you can see I'm starting to stitch through now to hold on to the thread. Now I'm going to add a little bit more glue onto the top here. And I'm working down the wire. Now I really love making these because you really feel like you're sculpting a shape, and you can have a lot of fun and just take your time with these. It gets a bit tricky because you do get a bit gluey, but we're going to cover that up in a second. Okay, so I've got this really nice shape going on. This here is going to be part of my leaf, so it's already rolled on one edge, and I'm now going to roll along the other edge. So I wet my fingers and I'm just going to give it a little roll. Point the end. Okay, so that's my leaf shape, and I'm going to come back to that by wrapping it around. So you don't really want to leave it out like that, because once that's on your head, that will hang down quite far. But what's really nice is to curve it back on itself and just pop a little stitch in. So you've got that lovely shape. And now we don't really want to see this bit of wire, so I've cut another bit of organdy, and again I've cut it on the bias, so it's about 2 inches wide. I folded it over and I've actually ironed it to make that nice crease, and then I'm going to give it a bit of a stretch, and I'm going to use this. In fact, I'll just tie off that thread, because then I'll be using a white thread to stitch the stem. So I tie that off by doing a stitch and then going through the loop, and just give that a trim. And now I'm just going to trim this off, fold it under, and I'm going to wrap it around the stem, because I really like the black and white contrast. I think it's very vintage. Now you just need a stitch at the end and a stitch at the top to hold it in place, and then we're going to stitch it onto the pin. So you've got your lovely flower, and you're just going to add it to the hairpin now. So I'm going to, got double thread again with a knot at the end. I'm going to start stitching in, and then I'm going to stitch the hairpin curvy side to the flower. Okay, so just make sure you've stitched the pin on nice and tightly, you don't want that to move at all. And to finish off, I'm going to do a double stitch with a knot, and then just trim off a bit of thread. And there, that is how to make a really lovely fabric flower hairpin.